Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. We had a few technical difficulties, but I think we're on track. And I did want to let you know that we are recording this session. I am so glad that you are all here for School Meal Connections, linking the cafeteria to nutrition education. And I am Lisa Lauer, a senior nutritionist with the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services in the Bureau of Community Health and Wellness. And my current duties include the nutrition lead for the Missouri Healthy Schools Project and early care and education lead on the Missouri Physical Activity and Nutrition Grant. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for adding your name and school in the chat. I love to see where everyone is from, and so I know who my audience is. Before I start the actual presentation, I just wanted to extend a great big thank you for all you did during this past year, the extra meals that you made, the extra hours that you worked were just phenomenal and amazing. And I also want to say that even during a school year that doesn't contain COVID-19, you all work so hard and accomplish so much. I know feeding the children is always first on your minds. You're quick to think on your feet and make changes as needed to feed the children. So thank you so much. To get started talking about the session, I wanted to do a little overview of what we will be talking about. I thought it would be great to identify some ways that the school nutrition program can promote nutrition education, describe how the cafeteria environment affects student eating behaviors and food choices. We're going to go over some ways that school nutrition professionals can collaborate with classroom teachers, some thoughts, some ideas, and then identify some opportunities for parents to learn about the school nutrition program. And I'm just, as I said, so grateful that you chose to spend this time with me, and hope that you will leave the presentation with at least an idea or two for some fun ways to excite and engage staff and students. And in addition, I would love to encourage you to share your thoughts, stories, etc. in the chat box throughout the session. So I'm going to start with a poll question. So awesome. So we've got kitchen managers and food service directors. Perfect. I love having, and a couple others. So great. That way we'll get a lot of ideas and resources. I wanted to start a vision of what a healthy child nutrition environment provides. First of all, school nutrition staff play an important role in helping students establish healthy eating behaviors. Of course, there's an opportunity to increase nutritional intake and establish healthy eating behaviors through serving nutritious meals that students will eat and providing opportunities for students and staff education. And through that, if we offer clear and consistent messages that reinforce healthy eating and physical activity, provide opportunities to learn where their food comes from, opportunities to learn to make healthy choices, and to practice healthy habits. I'm sure that you all know that the new dietary guidelines came out and have been released, and I just wanted to put a copy of the web page on the slide so you can access that easily. And the dietary guidelines are really about a healthy pattern of eating, which is exactly what school nutrition is about as well. And I also wanted to share the whole school, whole community, whole child, or WISC model. It's CDC's framework for addressing health in schools and a large piece of the Missouri Healthy Schools grant project that I'm working on. It illustrates the many ways that home, school, and community must interact to contribute to each child's success. One of the 10 components, you can see the blue area of the infographic, is the modules or components, and one of those is nutrition, environment, and services. That's also highlighted in this new resource from the School Nutrition Association. And I just wanted to first go over the WISC model, though, because I wasn't sure if everyone was familiar with it. And it is, like I said, a large piece of the Missouri Healthy Schools grant project. So what are the components of the school nutrition environment? This is another CDC infographic model, and you can see the outer dark line shows what we can work on in the school environment, what touches the school environment. And the school nutrition environment provides students with opportunities to learn about and practice healthy eating through foods and beverages that are available, nutrition education, and messages about food in the cafeteria and throughout the school campus. And then the inner circle, you can see the different colors. The green, of course, are settings where foods and beverages must meet the Smart Snacks in School standards. Purple is, of course, our school meals. Blue is providing access to drinking water throughout the day, and orange are additional opportunities where students can receive or consume foods and beverages. You can see there's classroom celebrations, different school-sponsored events, and offering non-food rewards instead of candy or food rewards. So I wanted to highlight a couple ideas that I thought were important in this model. I also provided the link, but I wanted to highlight the fact that the school nutrition environment can help the students build healthy eating habits for life. They can learn how to follow a healthy diet for the rest of their lives and help build demand for nutritious foods and beverages at school. We all know that healthy eating has been linked in studies to improved learning outcomes and helps ensure that students are able to reach their potential. And that's an important piece that I think we need to be sharing with families and the community as well. So this is just a question that you can answer in the chat. And what I wanted to see is, are you currently doing any nutrition education in your school food service? I have a couple of these happening, and I just wanted to see what the audience is doing. Thank you so much. We have a few yes answers and a few no's. So thank you for your response. Great, thank you. This infographic you will find in the downloadable handouts that are on the DESE website with this PowerPoint. It's a CDC infographic, and I think it's a really nice piece of information that you can utilize. It's up in the left-hand corner. But I wanted to highlight the fact that nutrition education is a vital part of a comprehensive health education program. And it empowers children with knowledge and skills to make healthy eating choices. Research shows that US students receive less than 8 hours of required nutrition education each school year, which is obviously very, very little. And the highlighted in the picture there, you see that we actually need 40 to 50 hours to affect behavior change. So given the important role that diet plays in preventing chronic diseases and supporting good health, it would be ideal for schools to provide students with more hours of nutrition education instruction using a multi-component and multi-level approach. So my thought when I hear that is schools I know that are faced with many educational demands, why not consider ways to integrate nutrition in the existing schedule and specifically in the cafeteria or the lunchroom? And this seems like an even better idea when you look at the fact that many children consume at least half their daily calories at school. This provides an opportunity to increase nutritional intake and establish healthy eating behaviors. The CDC actually describes school cafeterias as a learning lab. I love that description. And it's a learning lab where students are exposed to new foods through the school meal program. They learn what a balanced meal looks like and may be encouraged to try new foods through verbal prompts from school nutrition staff or taste tests in the cafeteria, which is exciting. Like I said, in my mind, what better place to learn about food and eating than a place where many children consume at least half of their daily calories? So I have another poll question. This question is, what methods do you use to communicate to parents what's going on in school nutrition and in your school? Some of the methods that I thought of and that I know schools use are emails, take-home flyers, various forms of social media, school websites. Thank you so much. And I would love to see in the chat what social media methods you all use, because that's an important piece of the Missouri Healthy Schools project. We've really worked to expand social media and use Twitter and different, Facebook, nice. Twitter, Facebook, School Messenger. Thank you so much, you all. We use Facebook. Thank you for sharing what you're currently using now. That's very helpful. It's helpful for all of us in planning and that kind of thing for the future. Now I have another poll. We're going straight to another poll, and this is just a variation of the same, but I'm going to ask you what you are using, what methods you use to let students know. So the poll is open now. And this one is, how do you communicate with your students? Do you communicate with your students? Email, social media, school website, in-school marketing. I was thinking in-school marketing would be one of the most popular, probably, morning announcements. And once again, if you are able, I would love for you to share in the chat what social media pieces you're using with students. Awesome, thank you so much. So you're using quite a few different methods, which is great. Facebook and their Chrome, their Chromebook home screens. I didn't think about that. That's great. I love that. Thank you. Okay. And I thank you so much. That's the end of our poll. So thank you so much. So now to the fun part. the part that I love, the planning part, the exciting. The first piece, I just wanted to, lay the groundwork, was the foundation. And now I really wanted to share resources and ideas, and I really love presenting in person. So this is a little different for me. I've gotten used to it, but I found this resource, and it's just it's downloadable, it's free. Obviously, it's through Campbell's, but there's some great ideas for connecting with the students and the staff and getting them excited about what's on the menu, linking it to fun facts, things like that. And when I think about ways to integrate nutrition education with the classroom, these are the things that I think about, and that I think, could be a great way to link to your teachers and students and families. So I just wanted to share this resource. Like I said, it's free, downloadable. Have any of you seen this? Are you planning to do you use anything like this? So I wanted to share, these are a new resource from the School Nutrition Association and the National Dairy Council. And they were designed to help schools market their meals and highlight the benefits and importance of school nutrition. And you can see the topics include school nutrition is a crucial component of the whole child approach to education, which featured the WISC model that I talked about earlier. School meals are healthy meals, and also then school breakfast matters. And I just thought they were really nice. They're bright, they're colorful, helpful for parents and other stakeholders that you may want to share them with. So another place you can go, those of you that are School Nutrition Association members and others, you can still access the webpage. There's a National School Lunch Week that takes place in October every year, and a National School Breakfast Week that takes place in the first full week in March. And there are a lot of resources provided for these and a new theme each year. I think this is something that you could spin off on your own and develop your own types of special weeks or special days and utilize some of the ideas that they're using for these marketing ideas. A second resource that I wanted to talk about, and they have great classroom resources as well, is the Team Nutrition, USDA Team Nutrition resources. I don't know if you know, but in June, My Plate had a birthday and they turned 10. So they've got some fun happy birthday My Plate resources online, and I have the link to those at the bottom of the slide. You can order those resources, and the Team Nutrition resources are free as well. These are USDA Team Nutrition resources that are nice for letting families know what is involved in school breakfast, and then also school lunch. Once again, just a nice way to promote your program and let them know why it's important for the students to be eating breakfast. Gives them some facts. It also points out the My Plate pieces on the tray. And the number at the bottom is actually the Team Nutrition order number. And I just wanted to provide a link to the free resources page, so you can order any of the resources that look like they might be beneficial. You might already know about the Team Nutrition free resources. You can also sign up as a Team Nutrition school on their website, but these are colorful free resources. So this is just a chat question, and if you can just answer in the chat, have you ever ordered the Team Nutrition materials? Do you like them? If you have, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Great, thank you. Awesome, so we have some people, thank you so much. I think they're helpful as well, and I think they're a nice way to link the cafeteria, the classroom, and parents as well. One more. I realized I made a lot of Team Nutrition slides, but there's so many good resources. So they came out with this healthier middle school set of resources, and there's a piece for making the middle schools healthier. And these, they're geared toward middle school, but I feel like something like this is a great resource that you can gear toward any age, any school, elementary, high school, whatever age group you work with. It gives you a starting point and ideas to use. So they have flyers for the food service manager and then parents and students. And it's a way that you all can work together to make the environment healthier. And I think it's nice because sometimes we need a template or a format on how we might do something. So they include, if you order them online, they're free. They include handouts and also conversation starters, how to use these tools. And I think it's a nice opportunity. So I thought these were great. Ways to decorate the cafeteria or other areas, classrooms, things like that. Helps in offer versus serve. And you can see once again, it's broken down into My Plate. So if they're talking about My Plate in the classroom or bringing that up in other areas during the school day, you can link what's happening in the cafeteria with nutrition education and nutrition learning. So these are elementary. There's also a set for middle and high school. Once again, I think these are items that could be very easily linked to classroom learning. They were also designed to help students in the cafeteria identify what makes a full meal, helping them select at least half cup of fruit and vegetable, that kind of thing. So they're multitasking posters, I feel like. There's also a Team Nutrition event idea booklet that you can order. These are great themed events. Once again, I feel like this type of resource is a starting place and maybe a place for brainstorming. I would recommend bringing together a group of, or if you have identified a teacher that's kind of a champion of nutrition, or the school nurse, or maybe the librarian, and thinking through how you might put together an event for a certain grade level or a parent back to school night, that kind of thing. A wellness committee, those are great. And I'm hoping that you all are taking part in wellness committee meetings and that kind of thing. If you're not, ask about that and what's happening in your school related to the wellness committees, because that's a great place to get started. And like I said, I think these are starting points. They're ideas. They're free. ideas. And they are ideas that other schools have used. So I love this resource. This Team Nutrition Cooks was a series that Team Nutrition developed for cooking-based nutrition activities for out of school and after school programs. But I think these can be used in a variety of ways. These activities, we know how children love to cook and taste something that they've made. It helps empower them once again with skills for independence and being able to make something delicious for themselves. It can also help them encourage their families to try new, healthier foods. You can see there are 5 modules, and those are the recipes that they're centered around. I specifically have the apples in the picture to the left because I think this would be a really nice fall activity to do, and something that if you highlighted local apples some way in the cafeteria or made a homemade, an applesauce with local apples, this could be something that you send home with students to try to prepare for them to prepare at home. And maybe if you had extra apples or zucchini or something like that, if you had those resources on a back to school night, offer the activity guide, a tasting, and then some apples to take home and try the recipe. I actually did that with butternut squash at a school, and it was really well received by the students and the parents. I wanted to share some actual Missouri ideas that have been used around this area, and you can see one of the other things that I have done in the past, I coordinate the Missouri Culinary Skills Institute, and several of the graduates from the Culinary Skills Institute went back to their schools and started a cooking club. And these pictures are from a middle school cooking club. You can see they're practicing knife skills. They made chicken pot pies then to take home to their families. And then the bottom picture is actually a pre-K class, and they were working with sweet potatoes and making some sweet potato fries. And you can see the teacher there working with the little child to help them. They washed the sweet potatoes first in class, and then they're working to peel them and get them ready for their fries. Cooking clubs, things like this, are also a great way to do taste tests on products that new products you might want to bring back into the kitchen, new recipes, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to share some local examples of what could be done. This is also a team nutrition product, and I think, they're a great way ordering something like this and then just looking through it's standard-based nutrition education. And it's a great way to work together as a team, like I said, with your wellness committee or just one or 2 classrooms or grade levels that are maybe interested in bringing nutrition education into their classroom and then link it to the cafeteria. And this is a great way to start doing that. And I want to say, what I really want to say is with something like this, start small. It takes time, it takes planning, but it also takes just getting started and thinking about it to get the ball rolling and to get people on board throughout the school. And I feel like the WISC model really helps us think about that. You know, our child is the center of the learning, and then it takes the school, the community, the families, all of us working together. Once again, work with a librarian, family consumer science teacher, whoever might be interested, a parent that has a love of cooking or is a registered dietitian or is interested in this type of thing. Messages about nutrition and healthy eating can also be incorporated in materials that are sent home. I have utilized this plant part salad. I love this idea. You don't have to use this recipe. You could make your own school related plant part salad by letting a grade level or each grade level say, okay, this is what our salad's going to contain. Give them several ingredients to choose from, and then let them go and do a taste test. This is this is the second grade idea for our plant part salad. And this links so nicely to science and agriculture and bringing maybe someone from extension, a master gardener in, or a horticulture agent, or bringing people in from the community too to talk about plants and that kind of thing. We actually created this plant part salad for the Missouri Healthy Schools Project. That recipe and link is on their website. But I wanted to share these. They also have the parent booklets that you can order. And because like I said, I think that's a fantastic resource that links to so many other education areas in the school. So another thing to think about, nutrition posters and artwork can be displayed in hallways, school entryways, in the gym, the cafeteria, classrooms. These strategies can help ensure that students see and hear consistent information about healthy eating all across the school campus and at home. And these posters happen to go with the Dig In curriculum, which is a fourth grade curriculum. But once again, I'm big on adapting the curriculum for whatever age group you work with. Honestly, I have done the plant part salad with pre-K children too. You can easily adapt them. And these posters are free, so you can order them and place them throughout the school. They're bright, exciting. And then I just wanted to provide some links. These will be on the website and accessible resources to support a healthy school nutrition environment. I wanted to share this link because it's a nice link for having a little stretch session. We don't have time to do the entire stretch, but if you're not standing up, if you want to stand up and stretch, there's a whole couple pages of these, which are really nice physical activity ideas for the classroom and possibly other areas of school like that. I wanted to quickly talk a little bit about the core elements of Farm to School and how that can link to healthy eating opportunities. The CDC recommends gardening as a strategy to increase fruit and vegetable intake among children. Gardening interventions are also included with healthy eating learning opportunities in the framework for addressing school nutrition environment and services. So this is a great way to help students and families and staff learn, we talked briefly where their food comes from, where they can purchase local food, and then also students that have a hand in growing or raising the food, different foods are more likely to then try that food and add it to their meal plan. And once again, this brings us back to our healthy child nutrition environment. These are all pieces of that. So then you ask the question, why try local on school menus? Well, it helps connect students to where their food comes from. Another one of our important pieces of a healthy nutrition environment. Students get to taste in-season produce, which we all know that when you taste a Missouri grown peach or tomato, it tastes a lot different from the ones that are grown in other states and shipped thousands of miles. It helps us support local agriculture and provide support to local growers, which is a learning experience for the students. You can bring farmers in or even do a video Zoom with them, learn about their growing operations and what they do. It's also a great way to bring the school community together and have them work on taste tests together, use new recipes. Have any of you taste tested any local foods or used local foods in your taste tests? So here's 5 ways that you can begin to integrate local in your menu and promote local eating. You may already have some local items on the menu. You can substitute local when possible. Apple orchards near you, or that's a great time that you can substitute local apples in for the normal apple that you may be getting from your broadline distributor. Why not highlight a local seasonal item each month? Once again, coordinate with the classrooms, talk to the teachers, that kind of thing to promote it throughout the school. So where do you find local? Missouri Department of Ag has a Missouri grown resource where you can look for local foods. I provided the website. And then University of Missouri Extension has some nice resources. And one of them is their Seasonal and Simple app and web page. And it's a fabulous resource. It tells you what's in season in Missouri, where you can get it in your region, and additional information like selection, storing, and some recipes. And then, so I just wanted to share a menu. We, of course, I know you all work to gear menus toward what your customer wants and what their tastes are, and make them healthy. And so on this tray, I just shared some items that actually some are USDA foods, and then some are local. And one of the first places to look for local is your milk. Milk is often locally sourced, and so that's a good place to look. And then you can see the USDA cherries and Missouri apples in our homemade cherry applesauce. So I just, that's a great way, a thing to promote on your menus. I have a question. Have you ever served a locally sourced product on your menu? So I wanted to share that October is National Farm to School Month, and a little information. Up to 27% of schools in Missouri are using local and regional foods. And to connect with Farm to School Month, there's also a little celebration of Farm to School Month, and states in the USDA Mountain Plains region, which is shown on this slide, compete to see which state can get the most crunches into a local apple or other crunchy local produce per capita. Each state designs its own event with its representative dates and times. Missouri's last year took place during the third week of October. And if you're interested in learning more about the Mountain Plains Crunch Off, please share that in the chat, and we will be sure to put you on the information list when we pull together the information for this year's Mountain Plains Crunch Off. It was a very exciting event. We raised our numbers all the way to 5th place last year. The year before, we were in the basement. One additional great opportunity that we're heading right into at this time is summer taste tests. And this is an example from a Missouri school, and we decided to taste a apple slaw. And so the apple slaw was served with a barbecue sandwich using the USDA barbecue. And then you can see we had an information table on farm to school, eating local, some more recipes, and we just encouraged the students to taste the slaw and then give their thoughts. And we had 21 students participate in the taste test because it was the summer feeding, and 38% liked the apple slaw, 24% thought it was just okay, and 29% did not like the slaw. I was not surprised because I think that, for me, slaw is something that takes a little time to develop a taste for, and especially if it's apple slaw, it's not the traditional slaw they might be used to. Since it is summer, I wanted to also share some information on watermelon, because according to watermelon.org, July is watermelon peak production time in Missouri. So why not head back to school with cool, juicy, 92% watermelon. There's more free information, posters, stickers, promotional items, things like that at watermelon.org. These are a couple of the additional resources. They have a really nice how to grow a watermelon, which would be fun to pass out, and another link to the classrooms that you could talk about with them. And then also a nice tutorial on watermelon yield and breaking down a whole watermelon for your staff. And then the poster on the left, the Growing with Mo, is actually a Missouri poster that Department of Health and Senior Services developed for the Farm to ECE program, but I feel like could be used for multiple grades as well. And it just shows a picture of the produce on the farm, in the market, and on your plate. And those were designed for 22 different seasonal Missouri fruits and vegetables. One more additional resources of food fact infographics that USDA has. The fun facts and tips, those kind of things could be great information to use on morning announcements, things like that, to introduce watermelon, posting those throughout the cafeteria. And then I wanted to end with a delicious fire and ice salsa recipe that's actually from watermelon.org that we've tested in several schools and also at the Culinary Skills Institute, and it was a huge hit. So with that, I know we're a little late, and I thank you so much for sticking around through all of our technical difficulties and my learning to offer the polls. And so thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can contact me, please. Feel free to email me. And have a wonderful day and a wonderful summer. And once again, thank you so much for all that you do.